What if I told you that owning 51% of a company doesn't actually mean you control it? Most investors believe that once they sign a shareholders agreement, the risk is gone. But that belief is exactly where the real risk begins. Because legal ownership is just a piece of paper, control is something completely different. Let's break this down. In cross-border investments, there is something called the latency gap. It's the time difference between how fast money can disappear and how slow the legal system reacts. A local partner can move money out of a bank account in seconds. But for you, as a foreign investor, to stop that, it takes weeks, sometimes months. By the time a court order arrives, the money is already gone. So the legal system is not a defense mechanism. It's a post-mortem tool. This is where most investors make a critical mistake. They think ownership protects them. But ownership without control is just exposure. Now let's talk about the real problem. It's not just bad partners. It's something deeper. It's called counterparty contagion. Even a good partner, under pressure, financial stress, or political risk, can turn into a risk factor. Not because they plan to, but because they can. If they hold the banking access, the licenses, or the operational control, they don't just operate the asset, they control it. And you're left holding the legal title, which means you hold the liability. So what's the solution? It's not more trust, it's structure. A zero-trust structure. This means designing the system in a way where no single party can act alone, even if they want to. For example, multi-signature banking. No transaction happens without your approval. Or automated distribution systems, where money flows based on predefined logic, not human decisions. And most importantly, control over the keys, servers, banking interfaces, customer data. If you don't control the keys, you don't control the asset. Now let's go one level deeper. Jurisdiction. Most people think jurisdiction is about taxes. It's not. It's about enforcement. Where will the dispute be decided? Who actually has power when things go wrong? Smart investors don't rely on local courts. They build structures that move disputes into international frameworks. Because again, this is not about winning a lawsuit. It's about not needing one. And finally, the most ignored part of any deal: exit. If you don't have a built-in exit mechanism, you don't have an investment. You have a trap. Serious investors design the exit on day one with legal authority and technical control to execute it. Because in reality, the asset is not the building or the company or the project. The asset is the structure that controls the money, the structure that controls the decisions, the structure that makes failure technically impossible. So next time you look at an investment, don't ask, what do I own? Ask, what do I control?